Mayor Gerardo Sanchez,
Present.
Vice Mayor Africa Luna Carrasco,
Present.
Councilmember Mario Buchanan Jr.,
Present.
Councilmember Luis Cabrera,
Present.
Councilmember Jose Ponce,
Present.
Councilmember Matias Rosales,
Present.
Councilmember Gloria Torres.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you, thank you. Could Councilmember Matias lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Sure. Are we ready? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Matias. Chief?
Father, we pray for Louis tonight and his family and the loss of loved ones. Lord, we've all been there before, and we know that sometimes friends and families can be the most comforting people. So, Father, we pray for your comfort with their family. Bless them tonight. We pray and we thank you for our families that we have. We thank you for the service that you've allowed us to serve in. We pray tonight that you would give us the wisdom and understanding again to guide us in the decisions that need to be made for our community. We thank you for putting us in the elected positions that you have. We thank you for it. In your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chief. We're going to go ahead and go with proclamations and presentations. Item number 4A, Proclamation Building Safety Month, May 2021. Sonia?
Yes. Building Safety Month, May 2021. Whereas the City of San Luis is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic values of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our citizens, both in everyday life and in times of disaster. And whereas our confidence in the resilience of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, plumbers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, and federal officials that are experts in the built environment to create and implement the highest quality codes to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, play, and whereas our nation benefits economically and technologically from using the international codes that are developed by a national voluntary consensus codes and standards developing organization. Our government is able to avoid the high cost and complexity of developing and maintaining these codes, which are the most widely adopted building safety and fire prevention codes in the world. Whereas these modern building codes include safeguards to protect the public from hazards such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, flood, and earthquakes. And whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our communities, largely unknown protectors of public safety. Our local code officials who assure us of safe, sustainable, energy efficient, and livable buildings that are essential to America's prosperity. And whereas Prevent, Prepare, Protect, Building Codes Save, the theme for Building Safety Month 2021, encourages all Americans to raise awareness about the importance of safe and resilient construction, fire prevention, disaster mitigation, energy conservation, water safety, training the next generation, and new technologies in the construction industry. Whereas each year in observance of Building Safety Month, people all over the world are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety, resilience, and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now therefore, Gerardo Sanchez, Mayor of the City of San Luis, Arizona, does hereby proclaim the month of May 2021 as Building Safety Month. Accordingly, and he encourages our citizens to join with their communities in participation in Building Safety Month activities. Passed and adopted this 20th day of April 2021.
Thank you, Sonia. I just want to acknowledge that the hard work and the dedication that our code enforcers, our building inspectors do almost every other day. With the continuous growth of the city of San Luis, we are still considered the booming town of Arizona, so our growth is exponentially. We are growing quick, but yet we make sure that the buildings or the houses that are being built are up to code and are safe for our community. So I'd like to thank personally the code enforcers, the building inspectors, everyone that assures that our safety is priority and the safety of our public is also a priority. So thank you, Sonia. We're going to go with item number 4B, Proclamation Bike Month, May 2021. Sonia?
Bike Month, May 2021. Whereas the bicycle is an economical, healthy, convenient, and environmentally sound form of transportation and an excellent tool for recreation and enjoyment of San Luis's scenic beauty. And whereas throughout the month of May, the residents of San Luis and its visitors will experience the joys of bicycling through educational programs, races, commuting events, charity events, or by simply getting out and going for a ride. And whereas creating a bicycling-friendly community has been shown to improve citizens' health, well-being, and quality of life, growing the economy of San Luis, attracting tourism dollars, improving traffic safety, supporting student learning outcomes, and reducing pollution, congestion, and wear and tear of our streets and roads. And whereas the Yuma Region Bicycle Coalition, Inc., the League of American Bicyclists, schools, public health districts, hospitals, companies, and civic groups will be promoting bicycling during the month of May 2021. And whereas these groups are also promoting greater public awareness of bicycle operation and safety education in an effort to reduce collisions, injuries, and fatalities and improve health and safety for everyone on the road. And now, therefore, Gerardo Sanchez, Mayor of the City of San Luis, Arizona, does hereby proclaim the month of May 2021 as Bike Month in San Luis. Accordingly, and he encourages all citizens to join with their communities in participation in Bike Month activities. Passed and adopted this 28th day of April 2021.
Thank you, Sonia. I just want to say a quick comment regarding this proclamation. Bicycling or the physical activity of bicycling is probably one of the most low-cost, high-impact exercises one can do, especially in our community. The City of San Luis is committed to continue making the bicycle paths around our city. We want to continue promoting our health of our community and ourselves. And so we will continue supporting the different bicycle coalitions. We will continue supporting the construction of walking paths and bicycling paths. Together we can all make a difference. And I'm just so proud that the city, that we're able to do this at this time. And it's very important after being isolated basically in your home for so long. I think a little bit of bike riding is going to help, can help everyone. So once again, thank you. And we're going to go ahead with the next item. 4C, Proclamation 52nd Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, May 2 to the 8th, 2021. Sonia?
52nd Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week. Whereas the City Clerk's Office, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the city clerk's office is the oldest among the public servants, and whereas the city clerk's office provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels, and whereas the city clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all, and whereas the city clerk serves as the information center on the functions of local government and community. And whereas the city clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the city clerk's office through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, province, county, and international professional organizations. And whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the city clerk's office. Now therefore be it resolved that Gerardo Sanchez, Mayor of the City of San Luis, recognizes the week of May 2nd to May 8th, 2021 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our City Clerk, Sonia Cornelio, Deputy City Clerk, Melissa Lopez, and to all City Clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Passed and adopted this 28th date of April 2021.
Mayor, you're muted.
Thank you, Sonia. And once again, thank you so much, Sonia, and your staff for what you do on an everyday basis. Thank you for providing the community with the necessary records that when they request, and thank you for basically taking care of our history. I know you guys work throughout possibly most Fridays, trying to make sure that our history is stored and recorded properly. And I just want to say I am very grateful for the hard work you guys do on an everyday basis. And that's everyone. But today it's Municipal Clerks Week, so we want to recognize and thank you personally for everything you do, Sonia, Melissa, and your staff. Okay, I just want to make sure that you are very, very, very important for our organization. And thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
We're going to go ahead with item number 4D, presentation on ADOT EDC enforcement initiatives at the San Luis Port of Entry and growth in the northbound truck traffic by Mr. Tim Lane.
Mr. Mayor, this is Mark Sanders from ADOT International. Great to see you again, sir. How are you?
Doing good. Always nice to see you, Mark. Thank you. Welcome.
May I have a word?
Yes, please.
No, I just want to give a prelude of this presentation. Basically, what we do with the Director Lane, the chief of all the ports of entry of Arizona, is every 3 months we get him in front of the border communities, the mayors, and the stakeholders to present the upcoming events or the actual events of what is happening with our commerce. We haven't been able to do that during the pandemic, so we're starting again. And we're very happy being in San Luis. As always, it's basically our flagship port of entry right now, to tell you the truth. So I just want to set this up as a prelude to his presentation. And Mr. Rosales, it's great to see you too, sir. So with that said, I'm going to hand it over to Director Lane, the chief of all our port of entries, to give you a briefing on the great news that we have with your port of entry. And thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, Mark. Stay safe. Be careful.
Yes, sir. You as well.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, it's great to be here. Thanks for the honor. And I think, Mr. Mayor, you know, I started my career with the Highway Patrol in your area in 1980.
Wow.
And, of course, none of you guys were born yet. I'm a lot older than all of you. So it's
Except for
great,
myself.
you know, it's always great to be back in your community. And we are certainly honored to be here tonight. And I want to thank everyone in attendance and certainly my team that's on the call with us tonight. So I know that there's a slide presentation, so if we could bring that up, that'd be awesome. While we're bringing it up, I wanted to start off by saying, you know, the Border Liaison Unit with ADOT is located within the Enforcement and Compliance Division. It's in the division that I'm the director of. I couldn't be more proud of a group of guys in my 40-year plus career. These guys have just done an amazing job, but the cause of this was born, like Mark says, in your community. Maybe we can go to the second slide, the problem recognition slide, so everybody can see that. So back a little over 4 years ago in 2016, mid to late 2016, we started to hear complaints of excessive border wait times, inconsistent inspection criteria, excessive out of service orders, and a lack of trust from our industry and friends that use the border, cross the border every single day. And we were very concerned about that. Obviously, Mr. Mayor, you know, we heard from government officials, we heard from industry representatives, and that was very concerning to us. Under Governor Ducey's leadership and Arizona Management System and Director Halikowski's leadership, we brought a team into your area and we started to look at what the root cause of this was. And next slide, please. And we developed the Border Liaison Unit to address a lot of the issues that we were seeing in this process that we went through in 2016. And as a result of that, you know, we think that we, along with you and our partners in Mexico and our community in San Luis and along the international border, have all worked collectively together to build probably the most recognized border, not only in North America, but around the world. And Mr. Mayor, members of the council and members of the community in San Luis, you know, we just want to thank you for this opportunity because it's been a true team partnership and a learning and growth experience for all of us that have been involved. And we're very proud to join you in making this a great border for all of us. And we certainly are looking forward to the future in that. But we did a lot to improve the confidence of those drivers that use our border every day. And I think you guys are seeing the results of that. Next slide, please. We started, the Border Liaison Unit started to prepare, you know, classroom and presentations dealing with program introduction, cross-border presentations, the International Border Inspection Qualification Program, IBIQ. That's unique and innovative. It's found nowhere else in North America or around the world as we know it. We've worked with members of the State Department, U.S. State Department. They've come to our area to look and see what we're doing here. We train commercial drivers in a day and a half to be better prepared to cross the border and better prepared to do pre-trip inspections. We'll have some numbers for you here in just a little bit and what that effort has grown for us. We've done the IBIQ requalification. Now we're getting drivers through the second time. We've trained in incident management, how we can better manage our roadways, and we have 15 workshop topics. Next slide, please. Mr. Mayor and members of the council, I wanted to point out that, you know, the last year and a half for us as Arizonians and our friends and families in Mexico, we've, you know, been hit with this pandemic and it's been horrible for all of us. And I'm glad to see everyone there safe. But, you know, we did not slow down. We know how important your border is and your community, the crossings are to you and other communities along the border. So Andrew, Frank, and the team have done an exceptional job, Mark, to conduct 29 virtual workshops since April of 2020, inviting over 650 participants. But we do plan, as soon as the border opens up, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we do plan on getting back into Mexico and getting back to that IBIQ qualification. Next slide, please. We want to be innovative, just like you are in your community, Mr. Mayor, and members of the council. We think innovative thinking is the way we want to go. We, in January of this year, we started a new initiative at ADOT on cashless, touchless. Since January of 2021, gosh, the years are just screaming by me. Over 130,000 trucks have crossed the border without a cash transaction. Now, what that means is when they come in with a permit already purchased online, it takes them 15 to 30 seconds to get through. If they have to stop and buy a permit, it's 15 to 30 minutes. And so you can see that, you know, our communities and our industry and our partners in Mexico just are really, really getting the benefit out of this, and so our communities on this side. So I think all of us can see the benefit of this. And we've added virtual workshops on every topic, addressing the needs of our commercial drivers that are crossing the border every day. Next slide, please. Communication is huge, and we want to make sure that we lead the nation and we represent you, Mr. Mayor, and members of the council as we communicate with these drivers. We have in the IVIQ program, if you guys will just let me explain this just a little bit. So when the driver goes through the day-and-a-half course, when he graduates, we download the WhatsApp. If he doesn't already have it on his phone, the driver's phone, we download the WhatsApp, and that driver can now communicate directly with our commercial inspectors at our ports of entry, at our BLU members. So that since the pandemic, the calls have increased 87%. And to date, we've had over 1,500, I think the slide, we have 1,542 WhatsApp inquiries, an 87% increase that has resulted in an 80% reduction in out-of-service rates. That, you know, having spent 30 years with DPS and then the last 8 years here at ADOT, that's probably one of the most incredible numbers that I've seen in my career. And you know, thanks to your community and the efforts along the border and with our guys and our drivers that are crossing every day, it's been such a success for all of us. And you can see where we're getting inquiries from. So it's just been an amazing success for all of us, and we're very proud of that. Next slide, please. You can't have I don't feel anymore that you can have a presentation without celebrating the success. I appreciate what you said at the beginning of the meeting. That meant a lot to your community, and this should too. That your community and our border communities are leading North America in cross-border training. We are deploying innovative technologies and solutions like WhatsApp. We have improved cross-border confidence and gained the trust of our partners and friends in Mexico that use the border every day. You know, we've reduced out-of-service rates, we've had shorter crossing times, and we're building on those partnerships every single day. Next slide, please. And as you can see from this slide, the key to this whole thing is our membership and our partnerships and that relationship we have with these communities that you see here. It's so important to us. ADOT is just excited to be part of it. I know that everybody's proud to be here tonight, and Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we will never be able to say thank you enough for all your help and support. Next slide, please. And I want a guy that's a lot smarter than me to talk about this slide. So Andrew, I know you're on the call, buddy. Could you talk to the mayor and council and attendees on this slide?
Absolutely, Director, and thank you for allowing me to present this slide, which I'm really excited about. And Mr. Mayor and members of the council, mucho gusto. It's been some time. I reside in Yuma, so San Luis is near and dear to my heart. And it brings me much joy to talk about the return on investment of all our doings and all our workings with the transportation industry there locally. As we sit today, Mr. Mayor, we're currently at 24% increase over last year in northbound traffic. That's a great accomplishment all the way around. And I really want to touch on March of this past year. March of this past year, we had a record-breaking day, and that was March 29th. And you might have caught wind of it there locally, but we had 303 trucks northbound come into the state of Arizona, of course, into San Luis, which is really record-breaking on our end as well. So we're really proud to announce that, and that was really a great day for many, many people who have been involved in this. So, and of course, going down here, when we talked about border liaison unit, when you have that conversations, we want people to know that it's cross-border confidence. That's what we're trying to do here, sir. And that's a result of transparent outreach, working with yourselves, the local community there, the industry there locally, and of course, our partners to the south as well. So again, it makes me, it's my pleasure to deliver this great news when it comes to return on investment. And me da mucho gusto. I'm looking forward to working with you as well, more and more as this continues and gets better. So thank you.
Gracias, Andrew. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Great job, buddy. Next slide, please. And with that, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we'll open it up for questions. And just once again, thanks for the invitation. It's great being here with you guys tonight.
Well, Director Lane, on behalf of my office, the City Council, we are very proud to be partners with ADOT. If there's an agency in Arizona which has shown about thinking outside the box, actually doing it, actually going to a foreign nation and actually changing the dynamics of our port, is just amazing. Let me tell you guys, I am so proud of your ADAR officers. I am so proud of the IBIQ. And I keep listening. People are asking, what's the IBIQ? People are surprised. And it works. It's proven. I remember being in those meetings, talking about the problem and discussing solutions. And when you guys came up with this, I was like, I'm impressed, guys. It took guts. It's different, but now everyone else knows that Arizona ADOT is different, and you guys work as a team. You go to Mexico City, you go to Hermosillo, you go to the different regions, and Baja California. You mentioned you were going to go to Baja California, you were going to Hermosillo, you were going to go, and you did. And now we're seeing traffic. And so I am so proud to be an Arizonan. I'm so proud to live in San Luis. And Andrew, I know you live in Yuma, but it's okay. It's okay. I gotta say that. Yeah, I had to say that. But no, Andrew, de veras, Captain, Mark, Chief Lane, thank you. And now your staff, we're so grateful for changing the trend. Even with a pandemic, the numbers have been going up compared to other communities. And that speaks volumes of the way you've done it. The be able to be paid a permit online, the classes, the just simple concept of WhatsApp and sending a message, a text, makes a big difference. And
Yep.
so we are very proud of Arizona, and thank you, Governor Ducey, for listening, and thank you, ADOT, for everything that you do for us. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and open the floor for any discussion. Okay? Let's see here, Vice Mayor.
Mayor, just to comment and thank for the presentation. It was very informative, very educational, and thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you.
You're very welcome, council member. Very welcome.
Thank you. Matia Rosales, council member.
I just want to thank the chief and all the staff. This program has proven to do what it was meant to do, not only in San Luis, but in all the ports of entry. On behalf of the Port Authority, we get very good compliments on the stakeholders, the users. Implementing the technology to be able to increase our traffic flow and avoid delays for the truckers is a big impact that we're having in our economic trade here at the port. So thank you guys for everything you've done, and just continue. Hopefully with COVID, we can get together and have these trainings back in person. I've had the honor of attending a couple of the trainings that your staff has presented here at the Port of Entry. And again, the amount of people that show up and the truckers and with the information that they leave with, you can tell it's doing what it's supposed to. So again, appreciate everything you guys do, and the governor as well for the support, and thank you guys.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Councilman, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, thank you. We're gonna go ahead and Gloria Torres.
Yes, just thank you, Chief. Very informative presentation. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
Thank you. Councilmember Ponce.
Yes, I want to thanks for the aid of the crew. I mean, I'm impressed with the presentation, and I believe we're making history, Mayor. And finally, I believe we are on the map as U.S. I mean, now we are part of the U.S. now, you know. So thanks, Ed.
Thank you. Councilmember Luis Cabrera.
Hi, good evening, Chief. Thank you for the presentation, and I agree with the rest of the team of council. Very informative, and thank you for your hard work.
Absolutely, you're very welcome.
Thank you. Manny Buchanan Jr.?
Oh, just thank you for the presentation. It was very educational for me, and I understand better what's going on. Thanks.
Enough said, Chief. Thank you and staff, and thank you so much. You have a great evening. Stay safe and keep doing the great work you've changed the whole dynamics on how Port of Entry 2 works, and it's just amazing. So keep up the work, and just let it be known that we will stand together. And if you need anything from the city of San Luis, just let us know.
I will, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Thank you so much, and please be safe. Can't wait to see you in person.
Oh, yes. Same here. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Good night, sir.
Good night. Good night. We are now going to go with, let's see here, presentation by Arizona Public Service on APS 2021 summer preparedness. Regina?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Always nice to see you. Welcome.
Good to see you. Next year we'll do it in person.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Sonia, can I just share my screen because it has a slideshow? Is that okay?
Yes, let me just stop sharing my screen so that you can share
Perfect.
yours.
Thank
Okay,
you.
you should be able to share your screen now. Thank you.
Okay. Can everyone see that screen?
Yes, we can.
Get it in slideshow mode. There we go. Mr. Mayor, council members, thank you so much for allowing me to present. Once again, it seems like I was just here and a year has passed and we're still virtual. So maybe next year we'll be in person. But today we're here to talk specifically about summer prep. Once temperatures start getting warmer, people sometimes get nervous about how APS is prepared to handle the summer months, what we've been working on all year. So today we're going to talk about that summer prep. I'll give you a brief recap over 2020, talk to you about some projects going on in Yuma County and some changes that APS has made to our outreach to customers. But the overall message today is just that we have been working year round. We are prepared for the summer months. So as you can see, this is a territory map. We're widespread throughout Arizona, including many areas in rural Arizona. Obviously in Yuma County, we're the only energy service provider, so we're a little different than Phoenix area. We serve 11 out of the 15 counties. We have over 34,000 square miles of service, and we have about 1.3 million customers. Some other numbers for you: we have nearly 500 substations, roughly 300,000 transformers, and more than 550,000 poles and structures around the state. And we are up to around 6,200 employees spread all over the state of Arizona.
Wow.
In January of 2020, we set a goal to provide 100% clean, carbon-free electricity to customers by 2050. There were press releases and emails sent out, and some of you may have heard about that. Our clean energy plan is guided by sound science and focused on achieving environmental and economic gains, all while maintaining affordable, reliable service for our customers. And that went too fast. The nearer goal, the 2030 goal, is to reach a resource mix that is 65% clean energy, with 45% of that coming from renewable energy. We are going to end all coal generation by 2031, which is 7 years sooner than we had previously projected. We will support this transition with natural gas. We are increasing energy storage, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And then obviously we want to increase renewable energy. A brief project update. Most of these are in Yuma County, but I wanted you to be aware of them anyway. The first one is the Orchard Substation, which is on South Avenue 5.5E and East County 14. Some of you may have driven by that. It's in construction right now. It is scheduled to be up and running by the end of 2021. We have a Pacific Substation that is near Yuma Palms, and that's replacing a temporary substation that is there right now. That project has started, and the work is estimated to be done by the end of next year. And then the battery storage facility in the Foothills and Hyder area, This is a project we were going to start a few years ago. We put a hold on it. We finally got the green light. We should have a kickoff meeting soon. This extra battery storage will increase reliability and allow us to better serve customers of Yuma County, especially during the summer months. Those are scheduled to be in service by April of 2022. For summer preparedness, this is a high-level overview, and then I'll go a little bit deeper into some of the bullets. Generation resources and transmission capacity is in place to meet customer load and reserve requirements. I will break down what we used last year through the summer, what we used the year before, and then what we have scheduled or estimated for this year. We have infrastructure improvements going on and should be completed by the end of May as far as maintenance efforts. We continue to coordinate with external emergency management agencies, and again, I'll update on that in a minute. And then we're customer focused. I want to talk to you about some of the changes to the website and some of the ways we're communicating outages. So for a 2020 recap, Arizona had the hottest summer on record last summer, which doesn't seem, I think we kind of forget how hot it gets, but we had 53 over 110 degrees, 14 days over 115. We set our all-time peak usage on July 30th at exactly 5:34 p.m. with 7,861 megawatts of power being used. The temperature that day was 118. We actually broke the previous load record 6 times last summer. So last summer was a really high energy use. People were home because of COVID. It was hotter. So we used a lot of power last summer. Our customers were critical to our success. Our customers on our time of use rate, which kind of tells you, when maybe you should use your dishwasher or wash your laundry or maybe turn down the thermostat. That plan was really important. Our customers were really important in following kind of their time of use plans. Our thermostat program, which is with our smart thermostats, and then our demand response programs all contributed to a successful summer. In addition, planning and preparation by our APS teams, by our individuals at the corporate office, by our linemen and our planners, that was key to maintaining reliability throughout a very difficult summer for a lot of reasons last summer. This has our peak resource and demand. The bar on the right shows this year's forecasted peak and demand of 7,521 megawatts. We have a reserve of 1,111 with a total of 8,632. So that is what we have projected demand and reserve for this summer. For this year, I should say, for last year, we were at 7,660, and then the year before, 7,115. So we are well prepared. We have enough on demand and in reserve to meet the demands for this summer. We have adequate fuel supply for all of our generating facilities. Palo Verde, as some of you may know, is the nation's largest source of clean energy. We supply 70% of Arizona's clean energy. We have 100% of fuel requirements contracted through 2026. And once things are up and going, we actually take elected officials and community members on tours of Palo Verde. You get to kind of go through the whole plant. So once that is going, if any of you are interested, I can get you scheduled. Mr. Mayor, you're interested, I can work on getting you scheduled. I know Danny has been before. I actually have not been yet. It's really interesting. It's a great tour, but obviously we're just not doing those right now. I'm just going to touch on natural gas briefly. The slide you're looking at shows 2 maps. The one on the left is the El Paso natural gas pipeline, and the one on the right is a Transwestern pipeline. APS has access to gas through these 2 different gas basins, the San Juan Basin in Northwest New Mexico and the Permian Basin in West Texas. Having these 2 basins and these 2 pipelines help mitigate gas delivery risk and enhances reliability. And we all saw what happened in Texas when they didn't have access to a lot of this natural gas. So we want to make sure that we have many ways to get that gas. As far as emergency management, we regularly coordinate with neighboring utilities. So that's kind of more for Phoenix and the metro area. They have other utilities they coordinate with. But down here, we communicate with various federal and state and local agencies. We have really good working relationships with emergency managers and Red Cross directors. We prepare for the summer by using drills, exercises that include disaster recovery and load curtailment. Really just planning for any disaster that might occur and how we would handle it. As far as outages, and we all know that outages happen, they happen to me too. I'm not immune to them. I wish that I was. We have an enhanced outage map that you can access through our website. It should be done the end of May or the end of June. So this outage map includes a weather overlay, so you can kind of see what the weather is at the time of the outage. It also includes restored outage details up to 4 hours after the outage has been restored. So maybe if you're out and about and you need to see if your power is back on, you can check that on the map. We are also working on better communication with our customers for outages. So if you are calling in to report an outage, you can ask for updates via text or via email. Additional improvements are in process as we really want to continue to work on communication with our customers. We also offer, for those of you who might not know, we offer ICE reimbursement during extended outages. So an extended outage would be something over 5 to 6 hours, especially during the summer months. If you need to buy ice for your home, for your pets, for your refrigerator, for your loved ones, you can keep the receipts and submit them to APS and we'll reimburse you. Additionally, last year we transitioned our customer service to 24/7. So day or night for emergencies and non-emergencies, you can call our 1-800 number and you'll speak to an actual person and not just an automated system. And then we continue to monitor COVID. We have a really strong COVID response plan in place for APS. Many employees are not working in the office yet. We have strict protocols we have to follow as employees. And that is really to make sure that we have the essential employees on the ground able to keep the lights on throughout the summer, throughout the year. So we're continuing to keep those protocols strict and make sure we're following CDC guidelines. And then also last year, we had a busy year last year, we put together an APS promise. So in 2020, we rolled this out. This is a commitment to our customers and to the future of Arizona. We'll create a sustainable energy for the future of Arizona. We will serve clean, reliable, and affordable electricity. We will keep our shareholders informed. So we have really tried to fix things that needed to be fixed, to work on bettering the company and bettering our service to all of our customers. And then finally, and this isn't on a slide, but we do work with communities, with nonprofits to give grants and have community partnerships. I just spoke with someone from Comité de Bienestar, so we're hoping to give them some partnership. And I have a meeting next week with Angelica and Louis to plan some partnerships with the city. So we want to continue those partnerships throughout San Luis, Somerton, and Yuma. On this slide, if you would like to save this, feel free. This has my name and phone number, Danny's name and phone number, and Charlie Molina's name and phone number. And underneath each name, I just put kind of why you would reach out to us, some of the needs that we each can address. So if you ever have issues or questions, you can contact any of us at any time and we'll be able to help you. And that's it, short and sweet.
Good, Regina. I like short and sweet. I just want to say I'm very grateful for APS stepping up to the plate. Before, when I became mayor, it was one power outage after hour. I mean, we only had one connection connecting San Luis, so we were always prone. We always knew when it rained or a little bit of wind, we would lose the power. And APS stepped up to the plate, and now we have 2 resources and haven't had a problem then. So, and I really want to thank for being part of the community and actually coming and being around. And you see APS, I constantly see APS around town, And thank you for thinking of South County. It really makes a big difference, especially when Danny over here calls me and where's a good burrito place? I guess he bought one last time. So, Danny, thank you so much, and thank you for your hard work. And we're really, I think the partnership we have with APS is just amazing. And you made it happen, and you reinforced it. So let's continue working together, and please keep us in mind in projects that you need, or if you need anything from us, please let us know.
Definitely. Thank you so much for letting me present.
Of course, and we'll see you back in live, hopefully in person next year.
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay, so thank you so much. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you, Mayor. You always can count on us for our partnership.
Claro que sí, Danny. Yo sé que sí. Gracias, de veras. Take care. Good job. We are now going to go with, let's see here. Consent agenda. All matters are considered routine by the City Council and will be enacted by one motion. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and we considered separately. Minutes of regular council meeting held March 24, 2021, special council meeting held April 7, 2021, work session held April 7, 2021, disbursements from March 1st through March 13th, 2021 is $906,935.22. I will now take a motion.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you so much. We're going to go with our first item, number 6A, discussion and possible action on matters regarding the purchase of a Civic Rec software for parks and recreation activity and facilities reservations. Angelica, Assistant Director to Parks.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Per your direction, when we brought this item to you on March 3rd, we decided it will be best to bring it to Finance Department, IT, and Billing and Collection Manager to meet with Civic Rec to make sure it will work with the city's financial software, Tyler New World. After meetings and demos with Civic Rec, Finance is comfortable with the reporting and processes they'll need and how to access. It isn't full integration, as that just doesn't exist in the recreation software world. When working with a financial system, there are no solutions which allow recreation software to speak directly to a financial software. However, the processes that will be done are similar to how other cities manage GL reporting through their financial software and are extremely efficient and effective. So this software will be able to connect, work with other our current services. The first year, the total amount of the software will be $14,363. That will be covering implementation, training, and features. Second year will be $7,875. Also, for the first year, there's going to be a fee of $583. For Forte, the merchant and gateway provider will be using, and the fee covered by the city, which the city is already doing this with Express Bill Pay. Mayor and Council, we're here and ask for your approval on this item, which we think is a great software for our community and really necessary for our Parks and Recreation Department. Thank you.
Thank you, Angelica. I know last time we were, we were critical. I was critical. How incompatible was it with our multi-million-dollar software program that was purchased a long time ago? With all, I mean, software changes over time, and we want to make sure. My concern was it compatible? And if the finance department feels comfortable with the whole process, and obviously you've seen the benefits, you've been in a place where they used it, and so I feel comfortable. It's something that we need. It's something that we need to be stay with times. We need to make sure that we are able to, and our residents are able to schedule, make sure their needs are met in a fast, expedient way. So I have no further questions. Thank you, Angelica, for giving that information. It's been muy importante. Gracias. I'm going to go ahead and open the floor. Vice Mayor?
No, Mayor, I really like this proposal. I think it's a great way for the city, in this case, Parks and Rec, to offer another way for our citizens, our community to tap into the services they provide.
Perfect. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Matias Rosales?
Just piggybacking on what you guys are saying, this is going to help our community. Right now, I know in the past we've got issues that people need to pay. They need to either go back to City Hall and come back with the receipt to park. So it'll save a lot of time and travel for the users of the park and host the building, and also for staff. So I'm for it. Once we open up, we'll have something new, hopefully, to help them be more efficient.
Good, good, good. Luis Cabrera?
Good evening, Angelica. Thank you for coming back with the information and working together with IT to make sure that the software will definitely help our citizens. I think we should move with it. So thank you for bringing it back to present to us to council.
Thank you. Gloria Torres?
No, Mayor, no question. Just if we need it, if they need it, well, we should. They should have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mario Buchanan Jr.?
None, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Jose Ponce?
Well, no, Mayor, I think this is a good move. I think it's needed. Thank you.
Thank you. If that's said, I will now entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the purchase of Civic Rec web-based software in the amount of $16,463 and approve the budget transfer presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. The motion was second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you, Angelica.
Thank you.
Item number 6B, discussion and possible action on matters regarding the renewal of the contract for professional audit services allowed under the terms of the contract. Monica Castro, Finance Director.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. In 2016, we went out for bid for our professional audit services. At that time, the contract was awarded to Henfield and Midge. The term of the contract was for 5 years, and the contract came to an end on March 2021. The contract has an option for renewal on a year-by-year basis for 2 years. And it was our intention to go out for bid this year, and not because we're not happy with Henfield and Midge. They are a great firm to work with, and they have provided outstanding services to the city. But it is best practice to go out and bid once a contract has ended. Unfortunately, due to the shortages that we have in the department right now, and the budget and other projects that we have been working simultaneously, it has been very difficult. It was difficult for us to go out for bid. So this is the reason that I am here to request the approval to renew the contract for 1 year. Next year is our plan to go out for bid, but we need to have this contract renewal this year for the audit services that will be performed. They will start in August. Do you have any questions?
Just have a question, Monica. Why 1 year? Do you think in 1 year they're able to do the work they do?
Well, the term of the audit usually is 1 year, and the contract calls for 1 year and 1 year. So we cannot do 2 years. The contract says that if we elect to opt for the clause of the contract, it has to be on year basis. Because we did 5 years, and then the contract says if you can renew it, but it has to be on a year basis. So we're taking the option of renew it another year. And then we decided we're gonna go out for bid. And if not, we can renew it another year, but that will be it. We need to go out for bid, that's for sure.
Okay. I have no questions. Thank you. Vice Mayor?
No questions, Mayor.
Thank you. Matias Rosales? Thank you. Luis Cabrera?
Just thank you, Monica, for looking for the best interest of the city. I think it's a good idea.
Okay. Gloria Torres?
No, Mayor, no questions. Thank you.
Okay, Mario Buchanan Jr.,
No, Mayor, no questions. Thanks.
Jose Ponce,
No question, Mayor. Thank you.
thank you. If no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the one-year contract renewal of the independent auditor Enfield Mesh as presented.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mhm. Let's see here. Item number 6C, discussion and possible action on matters regarding authorization to purchase a pre-engineered building that will replace the existing inadequate facility and house fleet services shop functions. Mr. Eloy Rivera?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council. I'm here tonight requesting, seeking approval to purchase the pre-engineered metal building for our new shop. We finally are to a point where the design's complete, that we can order the metal building. Ideally, we would like the building to be ordered as part of the project by the contractor, but right now there's at least a 3-month lead time on a delivery for such a building. So we decided to move forward and the city purchase it, and then once we go out to bid, have the contractor do the footings, floor slab, underground, and erect the building. It's been several years that we've been trying to get to this point. We went out to get quotes, and we got a quote from Bunger Steel, one from Rhino, and another one from Vardo Pruden. Bunger Steel, it's a vendor that sells a lot of metal buildings in the area, and it was a low bidder for 208,000. So it exceeds the $35,000 limit for quotes. So if desired, the motion would be to waive formal procurement code. The plan is that we would go to bid in the next couple months and get a contractor to erect the building and go through to finish the construction of the building. So hopefully within 11 months or so from now, we would be getting close to completion of the project. I'm not sure if there's any questions specifically to the purchase or the process or the schedule that we're looking for construction.
Mr. Rivera, I have a quick question for you. I know you've been asking for this building and we've been trying to accommodate, but I'm pretty sure we've reached a point where we can no longer do the accommodating because there is no more room. And I know you've brought this topic before in different, let's see here, retreats, budget retreats. And if we have the money, I have no problem with it, Mr. Rivera. Do we have the funding for it?
Yes, I forgot to mention. So this project's budgeted for fiscal year 2021. So we have the money to make the purchase, and we had more money also to start construction this fiscal year. Just delays in design and finalizing the layout. That's really pretty much brought us to today now that where we're at. But we're ready to keep moving with the construction.
Good. I agree with you, Mr. Vera. This needs to happen. We expect a lot from our maintenance crew. We expect a lot from them, and every year they get more and more work and storage away, a location to properly put their equipment. I do see stuff, and it's time. It's time, Mr. Vera, and I agree with you. It's a low cost, high impact project, and it's not going to cost us 1.2 million or 1.5 million. So if we're budgeted, and it was budgeted for this year, for 2021, I think we should proceed. So thank you, Mr. Vera, for bringing this topic back up, and it's very important, especially for our workers. They need a safe environment with not a lot of clutter, and it's becoming a cluttering mess, unfortunately. It's organized, but we need to make sure that they're safe. Thank you, Mr. Vera. I will now open the floor for discussion. Vice Mayor?
No, Mayor, just agree with you that it's much needed and way overdue. And thank you, Elohio, for you and your staff for waiting for us and for the budget and for everything involved in a purchase like this. But it's well deserved.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Mateo Rosales?
I think everybody knows my feelings on this subject. So I'm ready to make a motion, but let's go ahead and wait for the rest of the discussion.
Okay, so noted, Let's hear Gloria Torres.
Mayor, no questions.
Thank you. Mario Buchanan Jr.
No, Mayor, congratulations. I think it's time.
Thank you. Let's see here, Luis Cabrera.
No questions, Mayor. Thank you, Elohio.
Thank you. Mr. Ponce?
No questions, Mayor. Thank you, Elohio.
Thank you very much. If no more questions, I want to take a motion.
Mayor,
I move to approve the purchase of the pre-engineered building from Blender Steel in the amount of $183,208 and waive formal purchasing procedures.
second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Vera. I guess you have one more item here. 6D, discussion and possible action on matters regarding the authorization to purchase a backhoe tractor. Mr. Vera?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council. So on the March 3rd work session, 3 items were discussed. One of them was trying to improve the, the removal of sand and other debris from the right-of-way along Avenue F, along San Luis Lane. I mean, pretty much County 24th Street, pretty much the east part of town. One of the recommendations was to buy equipment to improve our operations, to try and do better job and upkeep of those right-of-ways. So that was one of the items. The other items were looking at purchasing some sort of barrier, maybe plastic barriers or hay bales. And the third one was the construction of the multi-use path here between First Avenue and 8th Avenue on the north side of Cesar Chavez Boulevard. So we completed the pathway. We still need to do grading along the sides and do a little bit of pretty much the final grading next to the pathway. But our staff really is trying to get some other things done right now. Just getting ready for paving of some streets. So I haven't been able to get them back to the pathway, but it'll be completed here in the next few weeks. So going back to the item, the hay bales should be we should be able to purchase in about another month. That's when they're going to become available. The ones we need for the barrier we need along San Luis Lane, and the backhoe is really the item that I have here tonight. But so I went out there and seeked pricing for a backhoe, and this is under a Tucson contract. And the amount's $124,261.87. And there was $100,000 to be used for these projects. So with that said, I'm really seeking approval to purchase this backhoe that would help our operations, and we would be able to keep one in East San Luis and one in West San Luis, and that way it'll definitely improve our efficiency on getting the task completed regarding maintenance.
Mr. Vera, I realize the backhoes are so important, and we plan to do a lot more pathways. We plan to do a lot of little projects like that, and having two backhoes is actually probably very smart. Once again, my question is this a budgeted item or do we have the fundings for this?
So this one is not a budgeted item. The budget was made available, or at least 100,000 were made available from the general fund after it wasn't able to be used for the business. I'm looking for the word. There was some business assistance. So $100,000 were planned to be used for business assistance. We, city decided not to go that route. I think there were some legality questions or concerns. So that's when these 100,000 became available from the general fund. And direction was given to look at purchase of the equipment. So in the fiscal year, it wasn't budgeted. Budget was made available, 100,000, but we're looking to purchase, and the total amount is 124,000. But funding is available from the general fund account because we're not using it entirely on the metal building for the shop. So there's some funds available there. So that's where this money's coming from, I believe.
Well, that's good.
It was money that was taken away from the building back then, remember?
Yes, yes. Just to clarify, yes, exactly what Eulogio said is correct. Pretty much, we were trying to identify funds based of a question from council if we will be able to implement some aid for the businesses. We were not able to carry out with that, but yes, we have available funds from the fleet shop that it was delayed. And definitely, we have the $124,000 there to proceed with this purchase if council approves it.
Yeah, no, I have no problem with the backhoe. I know they get used a lot, and I know the one we have, it gets used a lot. And like you said, east and north, we actually need both of them. So I have no problem with the purchase. So thank you, Mr. Vera, for bringing this topic up. I know you talked about this before, and it's equipment, it's essential equipment. If we plan to do more of those bypass, if we plan to do a lot more projects, low cost, high efficient, high impact, I think having an extra backhoe will help everyone. So thank you, Mr. Vera. I have no problem with that. I have no more questions. Vice Mayor?
No questions, Mayor.
Thank you. Let's see here, Patia Rosales?
No questions, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Gloria Torres?
No question, Mayor.
Thank you. Mario Buchanan?
No questions, Mayor.
Thank you. Luis Cabrera?
No, I kind of already spoke to Eulogio the other day about this, and I think it's good that we carry on with the purchase because, like you said, Mayor, it's not only going to help with the cleaning of the streets, it's also going to help with future projects. So, Mr. Vera, like I said, thank you for putting this in the agenda and presenting to council. So, I think we should move forward.
Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Jose Ponce?
No questions, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. If no more questions, I will entertain a motion.
Mayor, I move to approve the purchase of the backhoe tractor in the amount of $124,261.87.
Is there a second?
I second, Mayor.
Thank you. There's a motion. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vera. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see here. Discussion of possible action on matters regarding authorization to purchase a 2021 Chevrolet 1500 pickup for the fire department. Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of
You're
council.
going with Chevy.
What's that?
You're going with Chevy. What happened to Dodge?
Everything Dodge is hard to come by right now, but Chevy does meet our specs.
Okay.
Good evening. This item was talked about at this year's budget retreat. We've been asking for a replacement of Assistant Fire Chief's 2006 Ford Expedition. After the budget retreat, I did have a conversation with with Monica, our Director of Finance, to see how, or if we could do something of purchasing it maybe this year, since we weren't gonna spend all the funds of one of our CIP projects that we had for this year. We do have that budget capacity to purchase this command vehicle. We try to go through the state contract. They just told us that there's no way that we can get any vehicle by June 30th. They actually said probably maybe November or December. So talking to a local dealership here, they said that they were gonna have a vehicle that would meet our needs this week. So that's why we brought it to the council meeting for you guys to see if we can approve it. We're requesting to, since we have the budget capacity to purchase this command vehicle, we have the budget transfer approval form into the two accounts that they're gonna go into. We are requesting City Council to waive the formal procedure allowed under the city's purchasing code under section 36.01H. And also, since we didn't go out to bid with the state contract, we're also seeking under the purchasing code to waive the code under section 36.01 for the dollar amount not exceed that exceeds the $35,000. This budget amount allowed for this vehicle will not exceed the $50,000 purchase. Just a little bit, we do need this vehicle for our response for our assistant fire chief, since he's really the one that responds to all the daily calls for service for the fire department. If you guys have any questions, I can answer anything you guys would need me to answer.
No, Chief, I just thank you for doing your homework and actually going to Monica and looking if we had the funding for it, and it appears we do. Actually, I believe the Dodge were a lot more expensive, a little bit more expensive than this one, was it?
What's that? I couldn't hear.
I believe the Dodge were a little bit more expensive than these one.
Yes, sir. They were a little bit more expensive. The Chevy Silverado 15, I personally have a Chevy Silverado. They're good vehicles, good trucks, and I think it'll meet our needs here for the fire department.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. We're replacing an older vehicle, and this is a command vehicle and needs to be in top shape, and I have no problem with the purchase. It's essential to provide the essential services to our community. And so we do believe in giving you proper treatment, proper equipment. So I have no problem with it. Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Vice Mayor?
No questions, Mayor. Just, yeah, let's move forward this purchase, much needed.
Thank you. Matias Rosales?
No questions. Let's move forward.
Thank you. Luis Cabrera?
No, Mayor, no questions. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gloria Torres?
No, Mayor, no question.
Thank you. Mario Buchanan?
No, Mayor, no questions.
Thank you. Mr. Ponce?
No, sir, no questions.
Thank you. No more further questions. I will entertain a motion.
Mayor, to approve the purchasing of a 2021 Chevrolet 1500 pickup in an amount not to exceed $50,000. Allow the transfer of budget and waive formal purchasing procedures.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we're at summary of current events by Mayor, City Council members, and more. City Manager Person 2 ARS 38-431.02. First and foremost, I'd like to mention that today was the ribbon cutting for our expansion for our senior center. It was a long-awaited wait. It took years to do, and I believe Mr. Ralph Velez was the manager when we started the process, and it was a long process. The CBG funds, thank you, Jenny. Thank you to our grant writer. Oof, it's amazing what our grant writer is doing. So Mary, thank you. And everyone, staff, everyone was excited. Council members were there. And so it's really nice to see the expansion and the need for more room for our senior citizens. We're getting more residents. And like I said, we miss you, and we're going to be ready with you. We're going to have a little surprise for you, an expansion room. So they have more room for their activities and their celebrations, and which we all miss. So that was one of them. I also participated in a discussion today regarding Yuma Regional Medical Center and Baja Sol are getting together, and what we're doing is we're promoting 30,000 vaccines for COVID in 30 days in Yuma County. South County included Somerton, San Luis, Huelton. And so it's a very aggressive plan, but we all want to vaccinate 30,000 individuals in the next 30 days. And I think it's doable if everyone is part of it. The city of San Luis has already given close to 4,000 doses. That includes first doses and second doses to our residents. That's 4,000. So we are 36,000. We've already given 4,000. That's just us. There's Bienestar, there's San Luis Walking Clinic, there's Sunset. They're giving the vaccination. So the progress continues, and right now is the time. Their numbers are down, and this is the time for get vaccinated. We cannot wait for a wave or increase in cases to start vaccinating more people. So there's going to be a campaign, and I am helping Yuma Regional Medical Center, and hopefully we can get a lot more of our residents vaccinated and be part of those 30,000. Let's see here. I had a meeting today also with the Consul General of Mexico, and it was she's the state direct link to the. Let's see here. She's working with the affairs regarding Mexico and our border towns. She is from the State Department directly, so our communication. We have now open dialogue with her. To talk about issues regarding the crisis on the restrictions on the border. We're also talking about ports, and we got a commitment from her and from us to work together, and we're going to be in contact once a month and have briefings. All the mayors and she and the Consul General for Mexico will be having regular sessions, or at least informative sessions, to make sure that the ports of entry like Douglas and the city of San Luis stay on the radar, and make sure that the State Department is aware of all the hard work we do in trying to work with our counterparts in Mexico, in Hermosillo, and also in Mexico City. So it's something that I was actually very appreciative that, because it hasn't happened before. So a representative from the State Department in direct contact, and that is just speaks volumes for the State Department and for the Consul General of Mexico. So thank you so much, and we'll give you more information on the discussion that we would talk about. So let's see here. We have let's see here. I'll bring a report next time. So it's all good. So it looks very good. We'll now open for anyone from council.
Mayor, we also attended the Earth Day celebration at the Pep Park last Thursday, I believe.
Yes.
That was a very nice celebration to see more than, was it 30 trees that were donated?
30. It was 30. Yeah.
30, yes. So that was very nice also.
No, very nice. And today we have Jim. I guess he donated 3 trees for the cause. Has also now donated $1,000 to go to different parts of the city, especially in Parks and Rec and the Cesar Chavez movement and the recognition. So not only did he donate 3 trees, but he donated $1,000 today.
Nice.
This is
Mayor,
really
I think
nice.
that we should challenge each other, council, for each of us to donate a tree also.
Yeah, no, I agree. And make sure they're not eucalyptus trees. They take up a lot of water. Pero, there you go. But I agree with you. And I accept that challenge, Vice Mayor. I really do. We should all donate a tree and plant that tree and watch that tree grow and flourish. And
If
so
the
we need
little
more-
baby could donate a tree, so could we. Remember Angelica's baby
Yes.
donated a tree?
Yes. I think we can. I think we all can.
Yes.
So I accept that challenge, and I challenge everyone else in council.
All
Thank
right,
you.
good. Mhm.
Very good. Anyone else? If not, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second,
There's a motion on the floor. There's a second. All those in favor?
aye.
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 All those against? Motion carries. Have a good night. Please stay safe, guys. Take care. Have a good evening.